What is up, guys? Under Average Joe here. We are back with our NHL 14 BAGM commentary series with the Detroit Red Wings. I'm sorry about that. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Yeah, you've been gone a week. A whole week. Now, that is very unlike me, I know, but in the past week, I've had 3 swim meets, and they're not just regular swim meets, these are like section title swim meets, which we did. We are sectional runner-ups, which is a huge thing for me. I'm very proud of it. I won 2 gold medals and a few ribbons, just whatever. I won 2 medals for like relays and whatnot. But forget about all that, because there is bigger news. Now that swim season's over, we can focus 100% on this channel, which is what I really have been wanting to do. I mean, that's a huge thing for me, knowing that I can just come home, I can relax, and I can upload videos, and I can hammer out videos for you guys, which is that's always been a big thing for me. I've wanted to do that, and so I can really get devoted to these. Now, you guys are probably wondering why I'm so far ahead of where I was last time, because I was like all the way back like the 20 game mark or 25 game mark, whatever it was. Now, that's because I did record an episode yesterday, and something happened with it. The file, I don't even know. It's just, I'm not very tech savvy. I went to, it was all edited. I went to upload it. Something happened. It went poof, and now I don't have it. Don't know what happened. Now, so that's why we're all far ahead. I'm showing you all the stats now, just so you can show what the lines are and how you guys are doing. Don't worry, it's nothing absolutely insane. I didn't cheat. I didn't do any of that. You guys can trust me on that one. I wouldn't cheat just for this series. I made some line changes. In the last episode, I changed the strategies a little bit, and that's why I switched up the power play a little bit, and that's what is leading to our current success that we're having, because we are actually doing pretty freaking good. All 4 lines pretty much, they're really stepping up, especially that third line. I'm really impressed with that third line. I'm really impressed with Nyquist in general. I think he's kind of carrying that line, but even the 4th line is doing really well. Our defense, it's been a little shaky throughout the year, but I looked on the actual Stat Central, and we are leading the league in like goals against, meaning we have the fewest goals against in the league. Now, that's exactly where we want to be, but now all we have to do is start putting pucks in the net, and we'll be golden. We'll be easily the best team in the league, and that's exactly the position that we want to be in. Because we're 54 some odd games in. I think it's 54. 54 games in, and for us to be in a position that we're in is absolutely great. I love this position that we're in. Here, I'll show you the strategies. I made just a little more defensive minded, just a little bit. I just made our power play just carry the puck in. I was tired of that dumping on the power play. Try to make our first line try and get more pucks on net and really shoot the puck and move the puck. Second line focusing on pretty much the same thing, but being a little more open-minded defense. I tried to really balance out this third line, but they're playing with a high energy. The whole team's playing with a really high energy. And I'm really liking this 4th line, how they can play defense and move around and get the puck in the net. I'm really liking that. Here's our defensive stuff, and that's about it. I don't mess around with like stuff down in the AHL, like the AHL strategies, whatever they are. Actually, I don't even know what the lines are down there. Let's see. Yeah, there's 78 overall guy right there. That's pretty good. Now, on to a big topic I really wanted to talk about this episode: the Olympics. Holy crap! We're gonna start out with I talked about it in the video that I was gonna upload yesterday, but that got deleted. Whatever. I don't even know what's up with that. But 4 teams, how it works in the Olympics, 4 teams get a bye, meaning they skip the quarterfinal, go right to the semifinals. which is exactly the position where you want to be. So which means you can get more practice time with your teammates and a little bit of time to rest. None of the hectic stuff going on with all the games. You don't have to worry about getting eliminated in the first round. All that embarrassing stuff. Now, the 4 teams that get a bye are Finland, USA, Canada, and Sweden. Now, Sweden, US, and Canada were no surprise to me. I was not surprised. I expected them to, but I expected Russia to be up there. Now, they got the 5th spot because I believe how it works, the tiebreakers, like Finland had a greater goal differential, like goals and goals against differential than Russia. So Russia did not get the 4th spot, and they had to go through the first round of the elimination, which they went up against Norway. I watched that game this morning. Holy crap, Russia is looking deadly. I mean, outright deadly. And it's freaking amazing to see just how a team like that, how you could practice with a team for like a week and produce that kind of chemistry that Team Russia has right now. And I think they're going to be the team to beat right now. And it's just scary to watch them play. I mean, they're a real threat this year, and they're just doing everything they can to win that gold on their home turf, you know. So, I mean, they definitely have the drive, they have the motivation. Now, all we need to see is the fruits of their labor. See if they can really hammer it down and get that gold. Well, I mean, I think they're definitely going to medal. I think they have the opportunity to. They've set themselves up in that position where they can medal. But it's just if they carry it out and if they have that motivation to really get it. Now, since they won, they will have to go up against Team Finland, who beat them out for the 4th spot. So I think they'll be out for blood in that game. It's gonna be they're 2 really good teams, 2 really competitive teams that want to show what they're made of and that they can compete on the international level. And they're both really trying to show their strengths, which is going to be really interesting to see. Now, Russia wants it more so, just because it's their own home turf, and anything besides a gold, in my opinion, would be a disappointment on their part. Now, then we move on. Slovenia beat Austria 4-0. I personally didn't watch the game. I watched the highlights. They're looking really good. Now, the problem is now, though, they have to go up against Team Sweden, which is really, really scary for them. Because, I mean, Sweden is arguably, I'm going to say arguably, the best team in the world. I mean, if not one of the best. I mean, obviously, they are one of the best because they got a bye into any team that can get a bye into semifinals in the Olympics on a world stage. I mean, they're not somebody you want to mess around with. I mean, you don't want to screw around on that level. But now that Slovenia has to go up against Team Sweden, I mean, I would love to say there's going to be some miracle and Slovenia makes it on, because I like rooting for the underdog in these types of things. But I don't see Slovenia having a chance at all against a powerhouse like Sweden. Now, that opinion might not be too popular, but I'm looking at it from a realistic point of view, and where I see Slovenia really ranking overall on the international stage. Now, I mean, this is their first year of contention, so for them to take it this far and to get into the semifinals of the Olympics as one of the top teams in the world is really, really impressive. This puts them as one of the top 8 teams in the world. I mean, just think about that for a second. I mean, a country with, I think it's 2 million people, something like that, or maybe it's only 1 million, I'm not even sure. I'm not quite sure. To be one of the top 8 teams in the world, that's something to be proud of on their part. So, it's a game I'm going to watch. Actually, it might be on at 2 in the morning, so I might not watch it. But if I get the opportunity, I will watch it, and it's a team I really want to watch and see what happens. Hopefully they don't get beaten too bad by Sweden. But I want to see how they hold their own. If they can hold their own toe-to-toe with a team like Sweden. Now, then we get, the game is on at noon today. It's currently 11 o'clock, so I'm going to go watch that in a little bit. Is Latvia versus Switzerland. And more importantly, Slovakia versus the Czech Republic. Now, I am personally more excited for the Slovakia-Czech Republic game, just because there's two really NHL star-studded rosters, and they're both highly competitive teams. So to see them go head-to-head is, especially because they're about on the same level. I mean, it's one of the most equally matched games we've seen in this Olympics. So it'll be really interesting to see that game. That's a game I'm really looking forward to watching. But Switzerland and Latvia, it's not a game I'm going to be blunt about it. I don't particularly care, because the winner of that game will have to go up against Canada in the next round anyways. And we all know neither of those teams has any shred of chance against a team like Canada. Now, what's interesting is the winner of Slovakia and Czech Republic will go up against Team USA in the next round, so that'd be interesting to see. Now, I think if Latvia and Switzerland go up against each other, I'm rooting for Latvia, just because, like, on an international stage, Switzerland has given Canada trouble in the past. They beat them at the 2006 Turin Olympics, was it? Something like that. So that one's a little iffy on my part. I'll probably watch the highlights of the game. I probably won't personally watch the game, because I'll be tuning into the Slovakia and Czech Republic game. I'll be really following that game. That's a game I'm really excited for. And in other news besides hockey, in the Olympics, I just now watched it. I just got upstairs from watching it on my big TV downstairs. The Netherlands completely swept the 10,000 meter speed skating. They beat the world record by 14 seconds, and I was rooting for, actually, I don't know his name. I don't follow speed skating all that much, but I like to watch it anyways. But the last skater for the Netherlands, I was really rooting for him. He was so close to he was going to beat that record. He was going to beat the record that was actually just set minutes before by his teammate from the Netherlands who got gold. But the fact that they got gold, silver, bronze, I mean, especially a small country like the Netherlands, that's a huge, huge deal. I mean, they said they have, 14 million people in the Netherlands, I believe the commentator said. So, I mean, I am really impressed with the overall competition in this Olympics. I think it's one of the best Olympics I've watched in my however short lifetime, almost 16 years. I mean, I know it's not a lot. I haven't watched a whole lot of Olympics, and I've only started to care about the international levels of sports in these last couple of years. But it's just exciting to watch all these high caliber athletes, go head to head in probably the biggest stage of sports. I mean, the only thing especially for a hockey player, I mean, the only thing better than winning Olympic medals is winning a Stanley Cup. But you get a lot of these international things like speed skating and bobsled where I don't believe they have they don't have leagues or anything like that. So the only way to really show how good they are is to go to the Olympics and compete in the Olympics and try for that gold. I mean, and that's important to a lot of teams. I mean, especially the small teams like the Netherlands in speed skating. They're a team when you think of some of the high class athletes in the world, the Netherlands doesn't exactly come to mind when you're thinking of the top teams in the world. But the fact that they can dominate on the international level, I mean, really brings pride to a small country like that. I mean, even to a huge country like the USA. I mean, we take pride in our athletes. I mean, we take pride in being one of the most, winningest, one of the highest winning and most competitive countries in the world on the international level. I mean, and the Olympics is something I just love watching. I like the Summer Olympics, I like the Winter Olympics. I mean, Summer Olympics I really only watch gymnastics and swimming. I watch some of the powerlifting stuff, some of the weightlifting stuff, but I don't really watch too much in the Summer Olympics beyond that. I mean, the Winter Olympics is really, I watch everything. Thursday is the women's gold medal game for hockey, USA and Canada. I'm definitely going to watch that game. I'm not too huge on women's hockey, but it's definitely a game I want to watch. It's definitely a game I'm going to tune into, just because those are two, really, really good teams. I mean, they're arguably two of the best teams in men's and women's hockey overall in the world. And, it's always great to see a USA and Canada matchup. We got one, at the 2010 Winter Olympics. Go Canada. I'm just saying, I know I am American, but on the international level, I do tend to support Team Canada a little more just because my family is Canadian. And, I feel like I'm disrespecting my family a little bit if I don't represent, the, country that most of my family resides in currently. So I'm kind of delaying here because I'm trying to kill time because I don't want to go into the trade deadline in this video. So if you could tell, this is a little bit of a rant video. Actually, this is probably the first actual rant video I've ever done. I normally don't like to rant in my videos all too much, but when it's something I'm really passionate about, like the Olympics, I like to, go in depth and evaluate what is actually going on. Because the Olympics is something that I've said it before, I've always loved watching. But it'll definitely be interesting to see what plays out in the Olympics. I think currently, Germany has the most golds, I know that. But Russia and the US are tied with 19 overall medals. I mean, they both have, same amount of medals. So it'll be really interesting to see if Russia can, take home the most medals or maybe even the most golds, depending on how things like hockey and everything play out. If they can take home the most medals and, show that they can, be competitive on the international level. Because, historically Russia has dominated Olympic hockey. They've dominated a lot of events. Their figure skating has always been top of the line, really. But, to go back to hockey, I really want to see, because after the semifinals, I'm not sure, let's say Russia wins the semifinal game against Finland. I don't know who they would go up against after that. I'm not entirely sure. But anyways, this has been a little rant video. I'm showing you right now, we are second in the entire league, only to Philadelphia. We're 3 points behind them. We're definitely in a good spot to really, after the trade deadline, really move forward and, maybe even get a President's Trophy. This season has been amazing. Now, granted, they're still close. If we lose even a couple games, we're back down to square one. But in our conference, we are looking pretty good. We are 12 points ahead of 8th place. I think we're going to clinch a playoff spot in the next episode, definitely. Actually, I'll probably carry out the whole rest of the season in the next episode. So on that note, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy what I do. And this has been the Under Average Joe, a little rant video, and peace out.